Right, I'm currently doing a repair on my soldering iron. Well, not repair, replacing the element. As I say, it's a Duratool solder station, but for some reason the soldering iron kept coming up with an error code, and it does smell a bit electrically, sort of burning smell, so I would assume the element's gone. Once I've got it out, I'll just do a couple checks against the new one to see what the resistances and that are of it. Then I'll know for future then, for definite. A bit of a strange setup these. They've got little brass crimps. I don't know what they're crimped with. So certainly a tool I haven't got, so I should be crimping them a bit different than that. Let's put this down on here, give it a cut. If you can see this or not, let's just zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm up to. There we go. So I'm just cutting this heat shrink sleeving off at the moment. Obviously the heat shrink covers up the bare joints, although this wire here for some reason has not got any insulation on, and it was touching this piece. Strange, because the new one looks like it can do exactly the same thing, so it's not a brilliant design. I'm just assuming that that's an earth wire and this is earthed as well, so it's not brilliant though. I'd be tempted to put a bit of sheathing on that, but it hasn't got it, so I'm going to leave it as is. It's a bit of a fiddle this, but I do miss this iron, I do like this iron. Trying not to get my fingers in the way, otherwise we'll have blood. Just making a point of getting some fresh knife blades. That was not the sharpest tool in the box, unfortunately. Right, there we are. So, don't like that connection really. I'd much rather solder those. I don't know why they've done them like that. Right, let's have a look at the new one. So, if they give me any spare ones of these, because I might cock one up. Then we will be soldering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, only 5. Great. Well, I'm not going to uncrimp those, so I'm going to have to cut these off and do one at a time. Yeah, I'm not liking the insulation on these at all. Something like that. There you are. Well, just need to make sure they're nice. I mean, there's nothing to stop the wires pulling back a bit and touching. Let's poor that is. Not good, Duratool, naughty. Crimped in pretty well though. Right, let's get on with it. So, do the flexible wires first. So the two outers will be easy to do. The two inners and work from the inside out really. Get these out of the way for the minute then. Let's put our little pieces on. If this don't work, then the whole lot's going back to the supplier, so I'm happy to pay for another element, even though it's probably less than 12 months old. I wouldn't have thought the element should have gone that quick, but it has a bit of hammer recently. So that's easy enough. Oh, hang on. How crazy is that? The red goes to the blue and the blue goes to the red. Why on earth would someone do that, eh? Just take a look at that. Let's just see if I can make sure I've got you in the frame here. Yeah, so how clever is that? This is factory, I've not touched this. All I've done is strip back the heat shrink, but you have got blue going to red and red going to blue. That's crazy. This makes you wonder if they've actually got that backwards, doesn't it? I suppose one could have slipped through, but then it has been working fine, so oh well. Hey ho. So we just need to remember they're backwards. Cut them off the same length. Red to blue, blue to red. Our wire strippers. These are a good buy. These actually are so sharp, it's unreal. The very finer gauges of wire as well, which is what I tend to work with more than any. It says cutting the end off of one. Okay. No, they're stranded. I thought they were solid. Okay, let's trim it back a little bit further than that. This is horrible. But then I suppose you get what you pay for. This is not pro kit, this is not some top spec professional stuff. It's probably a quarter of the price, so you know. A little bit more. Red to blue, blue to red. Nice. crimping. How are we going to crimp those? I think I'm going to try this. The mole grips. I have got some proper crimping pliers here, but they're I think they're just a little bit too big for this. Let's have a quick look. There's an avalanche of stuff falling down from my shelving units. I suppose they are the equivalent of the little red ones. Do you know they're smaller than that? Yeah, it just it's not going to be big enough. Sorry, it's not going to be small enough. No good. Put those. Why can't I just solder it? I want to solder it really. There must be a reason why they've just crimped it though, so that's what we're going with. Okay. What's it going to be, Graham? What is it going to be? Don't really want to use side cutters because I could cut right through the thing. I still think the mole grips are going to be the best bet. Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way. Give it a go. Oh, hang on, and then he went red to red, look. It's red to blue, of course it is. Did we forget something? I think we did. Shrink wrap. Just typical that that piece is actually too big for the joint, so still can't believe I'm connecting red to black, red to blue. Blue, red to blue. God, this is a fiddle, especially with the other one in the way. squashed pretty good actually. Yeah, good. Let's do them again from this angle. Baby ain't going anywhere, I don't think. Nope. Good to go. Right, next one, blue to red. Try to keep the shrink sleeve in as long as possible. Crucial that you cover all these joints. As I say, I don't know if anyone else has ever replaced one of these, but be interested to see how you got on. It's a fiddle, as always. These things are all fiddle. Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Right, come on. As I say, I talk to myself, I talk to components. You know, I think it goes with territory. We're all at it. Right, blue wire to red wire, crimping with the mole grips. So we got that. Let's give it an extra squeeze. Another extra one. It's obviously the tool they use. Let's snip that wire off so it's not sticking out too much. Fold it back on itself. 2 down, 3 to go. Now what have we got here? That's just the element, so that doesn't really matter which one goes to which there. These aren't coloured, with white, so now we can snip that off. Black and white. So pop the green one off, which is the earth wire. There's the old one gone. So very sharp, those strippers. Just twisting the ends to kind of stop them fraying. Oh, hang on. What am I on about? Black and white here, Graham. Come on. Pay attention. Go straight in with the crimp. strike while the iron's hot and all that. That is a pretty strong crimp. I mean, it might not be quite what the proper tool is, but it ain't far off. Snip that one off as well. Black to the other one. I hope this is worth it after this. Better work. Still think I'd rather solder them, but it does seem to be giving quite a good connection. Right, last one. Earth. And where is my last little pin? There he is. Please work, Mr. Iron. Oh, hang on. You know what you've done, Graham? You haven't put the shrink sleeving on, have you? Oh dear. Great. Not really worked out how I'm going to do that yet. But, you know, I'm sure it'll come to me. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not going to be able to get them off, I don't think. So what do I do? What do I do? So, don't want them touching because that's going to go bang big styling. Okay, well, we'll share this cock up with you. So basically what I've done, I've done all the crimping, lovely, really nice job, but I forgot to put the shrink sleeving on. So I've got no more of these brass ferrules. I mean, I have got another replacement element in there because I bought a couple just in case, well not just in case, for when it goes again. So I'm going to resort to soldering. But being these are little brass ferrules, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the wire back, I'm going to leave the element wires in, strip this back, and I'm going to solder it to there. Might even give it a drop of silver solder to treat it. Oh dear, I hate doing things twice. So the good old standby iron is all plugged in, heating up. Try this on one first, because if it's a fail on this one, then no point doing the other one really. Let's get this in my third hand tool, I think. Save faffing about too much with it. So it'll be a better job than the factory. Shall I use silver solder? Yeah, I'm not sure whether lead will take to this wire, and so I'm going to pop silver solder on. I'm actually use this for making up interconnect cables, so it's quite expensive silver solder, as I'm sure you're. Okay, yeah, that has taken. Let's just tin the end of that one. What I'm going to do is pop some sleeving on this now, I think. That'd be a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's get some heat shrink sleeving on there. Yay! Last. No, let's get the force out. Drop that on there. No, that's not soldered very well. Try that again. Now we're talking. So look at that. Good job. Right. Poor workmanship this is doing this. Ah well, I'm sure we've all done it. We've all put coax plugs on and spent ages doing stuff only to find you haven't put the back nut on. You've got to unsolder the whole lot and start again. That is frustrating. Done that before as well. The king of cock-ups. Right. Fluxy fluxy. A soldering iron to fix a soldering iron. whatever next. Heat shrink. I actually prefer this to the way it's done. That's shocking. Squeezy, squeezy together. God dear. Let's put a little bit more flux on. Hopefully this one will go first time. So there's no clean flux this, so I don't need to clean it up afterwards. That's one of the reasons I'm putting it on. I just want to make sure we've got a perfect joint here. We're messing about with 60 watts of soldering iron. No, another blob of solder required. Strange, letting off like lead solder. I got this light wire trailing over my bench at the moment, but it's can't really get it any closer away. Not the best safety. Right, let's tidy up a little bit. We'll get shrinking. Come back, a bit tidier now. Not sure we don't want to watch me tidying up, so let's pop these where they've got to go. Yeah, all covered. Right. Can't really see what I'm doing, can you? I'm going to fire that heat gun right up into my liners. Zoom out a bit. Can you see that? No, you can't. Move back a little bit. Let's move my light back out of the way. I don't heat gun up my light really. That would be a big mistake. Iron is unplugged, by the way, in case you're wondering. Right, here we go. Okay. Let's get you in and have a look. There we are. All done. So I'm going to put the iron back together. This little bit just looks like it slides over this element and drops down inside there. Didn't come with a new one, but it was on the old one. So I'm assuming I've got to reuse that. So that just slides up in. Let's just zoom back out a bit. So basically just pushing it all back into the body now. This would be useful if anyone's got one of these irons, because they're not just on this particular tool, they're on a couple different setups. So come on, there we go. So you've got a little peg there that lines up with a slot. Push it back down. On with the tip. Sure, on with this bit first. Sure, it's nice and tight. So in we go with the tip. And with this. There we are. What a game. As I say, if you get stuck, give me a shout, but say I might pull that one apart in a minute and just have a look and see what's inside it. That'd be interesting. So now, without further ado, I'm going to plug this into my solder station. Let's get my beloved module out the way. I did take the plug apart on this as well, just to make sure there was no wire shorting. Okay, let's just get you in, and you can see it's heating up. There we go. As you can see from the display, it's heating up nicely. And before it was just going to error all the time, and it was getting hot, but let's say for some reason it just wasn't controlling. It's still creeping low, even though I've got it set at 349. There we go. Yeah, that's a success. So there we are, all back up and running. That's a bit better angle. Yeah, pleased with that. Thank God for that. At least I don't need to send the whole lot back. As I say, the other side working fine. I did clear that side out yesterday, because this gun, you're supposed to strip it and clean it every time you use it, really, and I've given it a few goes and not done it, and it does clog up a little bit if you do that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'm just going to have a quick look at the insides of this. If I can get it apart, I shall just show you that, but if not, then hopefully speak to you again soon. Okay. Let's see if I can get this apart. Doesn't look there's a lot holding it together. Get some old snippers. Oh, that's the side of that. Cool. Move the camera everywhere now. So I'll just snip these ends off. I am pleased that that is sorted now. Not that there's anything wrong with the old iron, but I don't know, it's just the other one's nicer to hold. Don't know. It's more convenient to have it all in one box. Alright, so let's pull the sheaths off the wires. Let's pull this apart. Right, well in there we've just got some insulation material. That is the sensor, I believe. So there's a little glass bit on the top. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it against something black there. You can probably see that a bit better. So just like a little glass thing on top. So that's like the thermocouple that's sensing the temperature on the top. Those two wires. Just a little retaining thing. It's nice to pull these things apart sometimes. There's a spring on there which I shall pinch. Always short of springs. Radio dial cords come to mind. So that outer wire is literally just soldered onto the side there. Look. That must be pretty high temperature, that solder. And the element, you can't get that out. That's that just runs in around. I expect it's spiraled all the way up around here, I expect. But anyway, let's have another look at the resistances on this. That's something I didn't check. Bear with me. Right, hopefully you can see the display on my little multimeter here. I'm going to start on the lower end of the scale, 200 ohms. See what reading we've got across these two. Settled out at around about 1.7, 1.8 ohms. Very low resistance, whether that's what causes the wire to heat up. But what I have got is my other spare here. So just out of interest, we'll pop that one out and see what the readings are on that. Didn't really want to open this, but you know, in the interest of science and helping other people out that might struggle with this. Can easily seal it back up. Let's cut the end of that off nicely. By the looks of it, I might have to order a couple of these. So one of the reasons for doing this is I might be able to keep one or the other. I mean, it might be that the element's alright and the temperature sensor is packed up, in which case I'll keep one and not the other. So let's pop the probe across those two as well. It's like I was saying, 1.7 high resistance, so low resistance, I mean. So that part is good, I think. Let's just make sure one of it's not gone to earth. Nothing on that one. Make sure we have a good connection on that. Yeah, so that's not shorted either. Let's just turn it up to 20k. 200k. No, there's absolutely 20 mega ohms, not a dicky bird. Check the meter. So that part is good. Good to go. So it must be this that packed up. Let's go back to the lower ohms, and unfortunately this particular meter does buzz on the lower ohm scale. Not its best feature, but buzz is useful to have for quick fault finding. Let's pop that off. Okay. No reading on that so far. Let's pop it up 20k. No. Now there's no resistance shown across that at all. Let's try this one. That means that's too high a reading. Let's go back down a bit. Yeah, so we have got a resistance reading there. .3 ohms, so that definitely proves that this one kaput. So that's good. I'll keep this bit as a spare, and that one junk. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. As I say, it's nice to find out what goes wrong in these things. As I say, I could have easily thrown the element away, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So it could be the next time the element burns out, and the other bit's alright. Strange, because this one's got a little bit of browning on the tip. It looks like this one's been used before, but grubby around here as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and join me again soon.